This is the small kit to add a coal load to the Binnie Wagon. It comes as a small 5-part kit of MDF to give us support and a cast load. Very simple to build, which is a small video on how to build it. This is the completed article. So you end up making a small box section, which then drops in. And then you take your load, which is your coal load. It comes in this particular colour, but if you give it a slight coat of a satin varnish, then it will bring up the coal detail, or obviously you can do it with a spray matte black or gloss paint. That literally then just drops in, and there you have your load. So the actual weight of the load is about 120 grams. You may have to do a little bit of work. I'll just take it out and show you. The actual wagon has got rivet detail in a number of places on the inside. Now I've done a recess or a relief, as you can see, in various places around the actual load, but you may have to just run a little file down the edge just to clean it up a little bit to make it a nice sliding fit. So there we go. Right, this video shows how to put together the supporting structure for the coal load that goes in the Binnie Wagon. So this is your Binnie Wagon, which you'd already purchased, so it doesn't include the wagon. So what you get is 5 pieces of 2mm MDF to build up the support and the actual coal load. So it's very, very easy to build. So you take your base plate, you can see it's got tangs in it. It's fairly obvious where it all goes. I build it dry first of all, which is much easier to try and assemble it. So just fiddle around with the bits and they will drop in. Doesn't matter which way around they go. You have to lift the ends slightly so it drops in. So that then gives you your basic shape. What I would then suggest doing is holding the 2 corners together on one side and just running a little bit of super glue down the corner and around the bottom. And then do the same on that corner, and that corner. And that will be enough to give it enough strength to hold it together. But obviously when you do that, make sure it's down on a level, flat surface. So once you've done that, you'll end up with one here, which I've made before, which has already been glued up. It's then a very simple case of taking your support, literally dropping it into the wagon, and then you take your load. Now, the actual wagon has got some rivet detail on the inside, which may interfere with the load going in. I've designed it with some recesses, as you can see, but they may not be, due to the moulding process, all the way down. So you may have to put a little bit of sandpaper in just to remove a bit of flashing from those particular areas. But give it a try first. So your support's in there, take your load, weighs about 120 grams, literally drop it in, and there you have your coal load. Now, if you wanted to make a really full load that comes up to the top, then all you have to do is to literally pack this up so that it stands 2mm perhaps higher. That will then bring the load higher. If you only wanted to show a small load in the bottom, then you can actually cut however many millimeters, maybe 5mm off the bottom to go around there. And if you wanted a very small load, then don't put the support in at all, and then just drop in your coal load, which may or may not fit. Drop in your coal load, and I'm having troubles here. It's because of the rivet detail. You'll have to cut and play around with the load. Just sand it slightly to make it a good fit. So if we go all the way down in, as you can see, You can in fact make a slope load if you wanted to. It's up to you entirely. I won't force this down because obviously that will do some damage. But that just gives you some idea of what you can do. Thank you for watching. I hope that improves the look of your wagon. Adds a little bit of realism to it. You can actually leave this as it is. It's already got a black pigment added into the mold. Sorry, black pigment added into the resin I use. If you give it a light coat of a satin varnish, that will sort of pick out the pieces of coal, or you can go for a gloss varnish, or you can just give it some painting, some black paint. It's up to you entirely. But because the colouring is in the resin, then it won't fade, and you can leave it exactly as it is. That's about it. Thank you very much for watching.